Welcome back. House Speaker Mike Johnson still planning to include a debt limit increase in the reconciliation package, but claims he's not, quote, wed to it. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, meanwhile, said that he's expecting Republicans will not tackle the debt ceiling in that bill. Likely it will be in March up against the continuing resolution there. Yesterday, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise laid out a timeline for a vote on one reconciliation package full of President Trump's priorities. Watch.
The budget will come through in February. In March, you'll see that work being done in the committees. Obviously, the Ways and Means Committee is going to play a primary role, but other committees will as well. And then we'll bring that bill to the floor in April. This bill, one big beautiful bill, as President Trump calls it, it's going to be a great exercise in democracy because you're going to be able to see it play out through the committees, ultimately on the House floor in April. We're going to move aggressively because the American people can't afford to wait. They're hungry for the kind of reforms that we're about to deliver.
And joining me now is Missouri Congressman, Chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, Jason Smith. Mr. Chairman, thanks very much for being here this morning.
It's great to be with you, Maria.
So this planned reconciliation schedule would put one bill on Trump's desk by Memorial Day. You've been calling for this the entire time. You said it should be one bill because you want to ensure that the tax extensions get done in time. But can you do it all in one package? Can you put border, defense, tax extensions, as well as energy permitting and spending cuts in one bill, and possibly the debt ceiling lift?
We absolutely can. This is the quickest and best approach to get as much of President Trump's priorities and the American people's priorities in one bill. It may take a little bit longer, but we can all get the job done by Memorial Day, get this on the president's desk and get it signed into law. It will be so important to the American people. The tax uncertainty that Americans are facing, 26 million small businesses are facing because they could have a 43.4% tax rate next year. We have to give them certainty now.
Well, I mean, I had Mike Lawler on Sunday, New York congressman, and I said to him, will you still vote for the tax extensions if SALT is not in there? He said no. He says, I'm not going to vote for the tax extensions if I do not get the state and local tax deduction lifted up from $10,000. And you say?
Well, you know, this has been a sticking point for a long time, and we know that 10,000 is not an acceptable number for our colleagues from New York, New Jersey, and California. We've been working with them. We're continuing to work with them, and we will find a good balance. We're threading that needle, but without a doubt, it's not going to be 10,000. It's going to be more, but we have to find what is that good point that helps their constituents in New Jersey, New York, and also California.
Well, I mean, Senator Lindsey Graham said, why am I subsidizing New York? We have low taxes in South Carolina. Why do I need to subsidize New York, which has out-of-control taxes, which many New Yorkers, including myself, agree with these sky-high taxes? What is it going to be? I mean, Mike Lawler threw out the number 60,000. Would you vote for 60,000 on lifting the SALT to 60?
So, Maria, I'm not going to give a number, but if you just talk about the average SALT deduction in my home state, it's $1,200. So I'm from the same camp that Lindsey Graham is in, but what we have to do is deliver on President Trump's priorities. That's why we need one big, beautiful bill, because everyone's going to have to give and take, Maria, and that's what we're going to do. It's going to have to be a balance. Lindsey Graham's going to have to give. Jason Smith's going to have to give. Mike Lawler's going to have to give, and we will deliver for the American people because failure is not an option.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good strategy to make sure that everybody's on board by putting it all in one bill. Jonathan Fahey, jump in.
Yeah, Congressman Smith, in addition to the SALT deduction or anything else within the bill, is there any hope with these margins so small in the House and in the Senate of being able to get a few Democrats on board to maybe make up for if you lose a Republican here or there? Are there any issues other than SALT that might entice some Democrats to vote for this bill?
Of course, we're focused on making sure that we have 218 Republicans to pass the bill in the House of Representatives, but I would not be surprised if some Democrat members will also vote for this reconciliation bill because it will provide real tax relief for working families, small businesses, family farmers. It will help secure the border. It will make sure that our energy dominance is starting all over again. Things that the American people, 77 million Americans, voted for. I think that these Democrats, especially in vulnerable seats, will be like, maybe we should vote for this great, big, beautiful bill.
Well, we can see how much you're doing, you and your colleagues already, and you just got started with the 119th Congress. The House Ways and Means Committee holding its first hearing today on the importance of extending the Trump tax cuts. Tell me what happened yesterday at that hearing, Mr. Chairman, and what the fallout is today.
You know, Maria, we've been working for over 2 years for this time, and yesterday was the first committee hearing based on policy in all of Congress, and it was on tax policy. It was on the expiring provisions of taxes. We heard from real small businesses, real working moms, and the issues that they're facing if there are tax expirations. We had one CPA testify yesterday, Maria, that said her phone is ringing off the hook from her clients concerned about the uncertainty for 2026. Will they have a tax rate at 43.4%? Or will they have a tax rate currently at 23%? That is what we have to deliver, is certainty, and yesterday was the first step.
Mr. Chairman, also yesterday, President Trump floated this idea that he's announcing this external revenue service instead of internal revenue service. The IRS is going to be collecting taxes and duties and tariffs from foreign sources. What do you make of this?
You know, President Trump is a great communicator. The External Revenue Service is quite important. He campaigned on the tariffs that he would implement as president. The American people supported that, and you'll see President Trump deliver on that, which will bring in trillions of new revenues into our fiscal coffers.
All right, great. We'll be watching all of that. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.